Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Friday follow-up in the continuing journey of accountability. Well, this particular Friday happens to fall after Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a great day. And no, this isn't my kitchen after the event. We actually had to postpone Thanksgiving to Sunday because Ann got the flu this week, and we thought it was best just to move everything off a few days. And as things would happen, grandson number 8 had to be whisked off to the hospital to have his appendix removed. We're thankful that everything came out all right. It's amazing what they do now with surgeries, and he's actually home now. It's just boggles my mind, and we're thankful again that everything came out all right. So we're looking forward to getting all together on Sunday. But for those of you who had your Thanksgiving event, we have to deal with the leftovers. And as TOPS members, we're all familiar with the tricks of the trade, so to speak, on how to handle these leftovers. If you had family and friends over, make sure that leftovers went home with them. Anything that was remaining, you can put it in meal-sized portions to freeze to consume at a later date. Just don't leave them in the refrigerator so they can call on you late at night. But there are other leftovers that we need to deal with. As goal-oriented folks, we tend to want to set our plans in place, and we have lists. So you need to look over and see what has been missed, what's left over that you needed to do to have a successful 2022. Are you close to your goal? With the 1 month left in the year, is your goal in reach to become a COPS for the first time or to be reinstated? Stuff that you had written down that you at the beginning of 2022, have you checked your list? What's left over on your list? See, these are things that probably need to be focused on more than worrying about any leftover foods. And I'm just going to say this. And I remember Dr. Nick on a conversation we had quite a while ago. One meal is not going to throw you way off on your plan. It's what you do after, and that's kind of where I wanted to go with this leftover message, is that we all have things that we need to do. And we all have things that we say, well, we'll do tomorrow, we'll do next week. But some of those leftovers can really hurt us, whether we consume them after our one meal that we enjoyed, or things that were left over that really needed to be done to keep us on our path. It's a little bit tricky, especially this time of year. I shared my thoughts about how I struggle with this time of year. And it's not necessarily just having all the food around. It's just, again, like I mentioned, having a plan, having things set in sequence so that you can go forward and be successful in the plannings and not leave anything over or left anything over that was so critical in the plan. Some of the things that is that, don't skip chapter meetings during this time of year, because you really probably need that extra support to get over all these things. So yeah, it's a rough time of year for some of us, but just again, kind of go back, look at your plans. Have you missed anything? What did you skip over, left over? However you want to look at it, and get back on track and just try to move forward. Again, it's just sometimes it's all right to start over again, and that's where we need to kind of put our focus. As far as my journey of accountability, being Thanksgiving yesterday and the majority of our chapters seem to meet on Thursday, we did not have a meeting yesterday, but I took the opportunity yesterday to work outside. It was hasn't really got cold enough yet here in Maine. So I again, just kind of because we're going to have our Thanksgiving on Sunday, my chores that I wanted to do on Sunday, I just moved them over onto Thursday. And again, that's something else we can always plan on, is that, if we think we're going to do something next week, if the opportunity comes up to get that thing scratched off the list so it doesn't be left over, do it ahead of time. And maybe that's why we can stay ahead of the curve, so to speak. So again, I hope you had a great Thursday, Thanksgiving, and for those of you who are going to celebrate during the week, the weekend, like I'm going to do, hang in there. We know the tricks of the trade, so to speak, and we'll get through this time, and we won't leave anything over.